Hello designers, welcome back to my channel. I just want to wish you a happy new year, and I want to tell you that I'm sorry that I'm late making this video. I know you've been requesting it since the very first time I uploaded a video on YouTube. Without further ado, this is the SketchUp tutorial that I promised you. And also, I find the best way to learn any software whatsoever is to learn as you go. Throw yourself in the software, and then if you need something, Google it. And if you have any questions, pop them down in the comments down below. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of my 2019, and welcome to 2020. Guys, and good morning. Welcome to my computer. I already have a plan here. It's a plan for a space that I have. Okay, so I saved this file as a 2004. So whatever your SketchUp version is, I think you need to downgrade the drawing. I saved it as a DWG if you're going from AutoCAD to SketchUp, and I'm gonna go open SketchUp. As it opens, I think using SketchUp is the best. I know that it doesn't look as crazy as 3D Max, but also it has all the capacity and capability of modeling 3D spaces. And it's so underrated because it's so freaking intuitive, and this is what I look for in a software. I'm looking for something that's user-friendly and intuitive, and this is my design space. So as you can see, there's this woman who we use for scale, my interface, and this is my tool set on the left. It's a large tool set, and these are my materials, layers, and components and styles. Everything is on this side. Now, you might have a different look for your workspace, and if you want to get everything that I have, I really urge you to go to View, Toolbars, and as you can see, these are the stuff that are turned on. So I have the camera, I have the large tool set, which is this one. I have the layers turned on, which is thanks to my friend Nika. She introduced me to layers and I can't live without them now. And the rest are either plugins or stuff that I need. So styles, texture resizer, views. Views is very important. I think you should turn on. Now let's close it. So this is the place where you can use all of the tools. You have the materials or the paint bucket. You have the eraser, you have the pencil. And the thing is, if you hover over any of the tools, you're gonna see what it's used for. So rectangle, circle, and to be honest with you, like, it's very intuitive. It's like paint. It's like paint, but it's a 3D software. So the main thing that we use is line on this part of the toolbox, and for the second part, I use move and push and pull. I use everything here. Follow me, the rotate, scale, offset. And you can see like tape measure and stuff that are text related is in this here. Also, you can change the axis, so you can change the X to the Y and, like, you know, flip things around. And you have the orbiting and panning, moving tools, zooming in, zooming out. And as you can see, you can position camera, look around, walk in the space, and section plane. These are very important because this is the problem with SketchUp, is that it's kind of weird when it comes to navigation. So the Views tab is what can return you back to the original point, and I really urge you to have that Views tab, and I put it here just because it's quite easy. I can keep talking about how it would work, but I can show you as well. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to File, I'm going to Import. And I saved my plan as 2004 plan, and as you can see, it can tell me how many layers, how many circles, la la la. Doesn't matter. So this is what I got imported. We don't care about whatever is imported. It's all grouped, and what we can do is just, what I did is I selected it, and then I went to the Move tool, and I just dragged it to where I want to place it. And as you can see, we have this thing right here. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all of the layers. The layer tab is here, so I'm just going to delete all the layers, and I'm going to have a new layer called walls. I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna start drawing. How do you draw? You have the pencil tool, you have the pencil or the line tool, or you have the rectangle. They both work. So usually I actually like the rectangle, but I'm going to use the line or pencil tool, and I'm just going to trace over the plan. So as you can see, if you correctly draw, it will close the line to look something like that. I'm just gonna trace over the rest of the plan and come back to you. Now for the window, I can use the rectangle tool, but it's up to you, whatever you want to use. And I'm gonna close the door with also the rectangle tool. And I'm gonna close the rest of the plan just so that I have some flooring. And there you go. You have the plan traced on SketchUp, and I'm going to go back to the selection tool. I just deleted the exported version from the AutoCAD file. When you draw it, sometimes it can turn into this face, which is the reverse face. And I like to work with the original face, so what I can do, and by the way, when I am orbiting, I'm using the scrolling tab in my mouse, and I'm just moving it around. I'm pressing on it and I'm moving it around. And to zoom in, I'm just using, again, the scrolling in and out. And yeah, I'm just going to right click on it, and as you can see reverse faces, which is what I want to use, and there you go. You have the white version. Now you're like, Asil, this is 2D, and I hear you. So let's do it. Let's make it 3D. What we're going to use is the push and pull tool. And if you want to use a specific distance or a specific dimension, what you can do is 2.9. You can see the distance here is where you can tell how much you need it. So you can either freehand it or you can just type it out. This is in millimeters, and I think you can change the tools, but I think most designers use millimeters to measure things, so I'm just gonna leave it here. And when I've done one wall, what I can do is when I'm raising the rest, I can just move it towards it. And there you go. When I am moving it up, it just will click on the highest place, which is very, very essential. It's very useful as well. So let's raise the door as well. So for this window, we have a little skirting on the bottom, but also we have on the top, so it's like a closed window. And to draw that, to finish this off, what I like to do is actually you can either draw a line from here to here, it will close, or you can just draw on one of the faces, take the push and pull, and move it. And there you go. There you have it. This is your window. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You're like, I don't like these lines, how can I get rid of them? So go to the eraser tool and just simply go over the line and it will disappear magically like that. I'm going to also, since this window is already split, so I'm going to close it off. And now we have the architecture more or less done. Now to stay organized from the beginning, please group your items. So take everything you've made for the wall stage, right click, make group. Now everything is grouped, and because later on you'll have a lot of items and it's better for the items to be grouped than for them to be loose, and then you can select every face. So if you want to enter the group, for example, I forgot this line, you just double click and you erase whatever you want to erase. And there you go. Alright, now since we have the architecture ready, what I like to work with is a fully finished product before I go ahead and I add my furniture. So I just will double click on it and I'll start applying materials. This is something that you'll need to do every now and then. And we're just going to go to Paint Bucket. And as you can see, these are the materials. And if you want to find the full menu, you just click on the colors or whatever is selected in default, and you can see different materials. So go to concrete tile or field square tile, just apply it there. And I really hate how they look. So if you hate how your material looks, you can edit it by clicking on the edit tab, and I'm going to first of all change the color. So I have the HLS picker. This is what I like, but you can go to the color wheel or whatever you like. But because I like to desaturate my materials, and this is what I'm gonna do. and I'm gonna make it lighter. Of course, you want to make sure that the scale is correct, so it's up to you what you do, but I think it's like most close to reality when it's like around 1000 mm. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna make it 2000 just because I like bigger tiles. And there's multiple like plugins that you can plug in for the materials, but I'm not going to go this advanced. This is a beginner tutorial, and there you go. This is how it looks like. And if you want to apply your own material, what you can do is go to create material, this little tab, and you're going to have this window open, and you're like, where can I create my own material? So as you can see the texture. You just click the browse for material image file. I have a whole folder called interior materials, and I'm going to link the Pinterest board down below. You will see different type of materials. Make sure that whatever material select is seamless. I'm just gonna click open, and now I have it, and I can edit the colors and I can edit the scale, and you click OK, and then you can apply your material onto the model. But we're not gonna do that because this is the reality of the situation. I want to get rid of this little box because it's supposedly glass, and I'm going to select again. Select the glass and mirrors, and I like to select the translucent glass blue, or you can select the translucent glass tinted, and I'm going to cover it from the two sides so you have kind of a transparent feel to the window. Edit it again, desaturate a little, make it lighter. There you go. Now we have more or less like a nice structure. Paint the wall, or you can wait for later. So I'm going to wait for later. So now that I have it, I'm going to start making the furniture pieces. I'm going to start bringing the furniture pieces. And you're like, should I draw all of the furniture? No, you don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. This is one of the beautiful things about SketchUp. You go to window, you can go to 3D warehouse. And of course you need an account. It's free for everyone, and everyone uploads whatever models that they like. There is a lot of brands that upload their own furniture as well, so you can use it easily. So what I'm going to search for is Trofast, which is an IKEA product. It helps if you know what kind of products you want to apply. And for the Trofast, there's different sizes. Usually these models are scaled correctly, and if you try to apply them, it's perfectly good. So I'm going to apply this part of the Trofast. I'm downloading it straight to my model, and there you go, you have it here. See, like I zoomed out and now I'm lost. I just can go back with the views tool. And yeah, if you want to double check the scale, that's totally up to you. Just hold it by a corner. If you place an object and it's not perfectly aligned, you can just click on those little X's, and you can actually play with the rotation from all of the different sides. You can scale it by having by clicking this little scale thing, where you can make it bigger or smaller, or you can stretch it by holding the middle. Again, it's very, very intuitive, which is amazing. And I want to change the color of the pink. I want to make it into either black or white. So I'm going to go to select material. I have the sample paint. Just going to sample it, and then it's going to select everything that's in the same material. I'm going to edit. I'm going to go to the white. To copy the same item, I'm going to go to move, click on one of the corners, and click Control once, and you have a copied version. If I want to mirror it, I can just flip it along red, and I have a mirrored version without having to rotate all the way. Now I forgot something that is very essential. I didn't make a layer. Just gonna make a layer here and call it furniture. And to make sure that I have every single piece of furniture in the same layer, I'm gonna Control X on the items after selecting them, and I'm gonna go to furniture and I'm gonna paste them. So they're now in the furniture layer. Now I'm going to group. I love to group items in SketchUp just because it keeps me more organized. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that it's in place. Yay. like that. Now for the next part, we have, I remember the name of the product, but I'm gonna go to IKEA. There's a bird outside of my window. Oh, they have a sale, great. Stuva. And again, I'm gonna search for it. Okay, now that you have the basics of how to get stuff into SketchUp and you know how to model things, I also want to show you other features without finishing up this room, because I would just finish it on my own with my headphones in. I'll show you the result, of course, but as you can see, if you select this wall and you want to offset it, you can just offset. So this is for the offset, and if you want to extrude it, again, you can use the push and pull. Another thing that I would like to show you is the follow me feature. So what is the follow me feature? It's not something on the Instagram, although if you want to follow me on Instagram, that wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But the follow me feature is something like that. I will show you right now. So I'll go to the 3D warehouse and I'll write on molding for all around the room, and I'll show you how to use it. So all I need is the profile of the molding. Even if something is already done, for example this crown molding, I'll just put it into the SketchUp model. It's not scaled, as you can see. So first of all, I'm gonna rotate it by just, if I hover over the object, because it's a group, it will show me this. So I'll just, you can shift it on any angle you want. I'm shifting it 90 degrees and I'm going to scale it. Says I really don't care right now about this feature. I'm going to remove it in my model. Now what I want to do is I want to enter the group, so I double click the group and I'm going to draw a line. I'll show you why I'm going to draw the line. I'm going to continue the line around the room as an example for you. I'm happy with my line now since I'm not going to use it. And now I'm going to click the follow me feature. So I selected this face and I've selected the follow me already, and it will ask me which face do you want to extrude. So I want to extrude this face, and it will immediately detect the lines. So I'm just spinning it around where I want it to be. And there you go. You can practically do this with any kind of molding, with any kind of things that need to get extruded in a certain angle. Another example you can do is if you want to do a circle. So you need to enter the group again if it's grouped. And you can just draw, for example, an arc. So let's say your extrusion want to follow a circle. So I've drawn a circle already, and what we can do is just, I'll erase the side of the circle and I'll keep this one, and I'll go to the follow me tool, click on the face, and then ta-da! Just in case you need it for, like, if you have kind of a curtains going on or something like that. Or those tools right here, the tape measure tool is to measure the surfaces. As you can see, it will show you on the screen how long a wall is, and you can keep the dimensions on by the dimension tool. So I'll do the same thing and I'll show you. So it will remain on the screen. If you want to measure angles, you can measure the angle by just going ahead and clicking on. You can just click on the beginning of the angle and click on the two faces that you need to measure, and then you can see it's 90 degrees. And you can do annotations with this. You can face, for example, this wall and type, for example, the color, natural color system, for example, 70 something, I don't know. But you can make annotations, especially if you're giving it to someone. 3D text is perfect if you want to type someone's name, for example, if you want to make a sign or something. My name is Ali, and it's also my husband's name, so I'm just going to put the 3D text here. If you want to navigate also inside of the room, you can just position the camera so you get this little person here and you put it there, and then it immediately goes to the look around tool, where if you click on the left mouse button, you can actually pan and zoom and whatever you want to do. so it kind of gives you the right angle. Now, one of the most interesting tools is the section tool, and the section tool, it will show you exactly, it will align to the face that you want it to align to the axis that you want to align to. And the section tool is really good if you're an interior designer, because then you can just choose where you want to cut, and now it's aligning to the green axis, which is what I want. And you can see a section of this model. You can look around as well, and you can make sure that the wall is nice and balanced. Now I want to show you other options. If your computer is like kind of slow, what you can do is actually go for the hidden lines or the shaded or the hidden lines or the wireframe, because they are the fastest when you're working with something, and it kind of gives you the feel of balance without color. If you want to look at things but you don't want them 3D, like you don't want the model itself, you want to look at it like you're looking into an AutoCAD, you can go to camera, and instead of perspective, go to parallel projection, and then you can see it from the top or from the side as a parallel projection. You can retrieve a perfect section. There is a lot of extensions as well that you can add to basically model furniture and things like that. So if you want me to make other tutorials, you'll have to be specific about which extension, because there's a lot of extensions. Okay, now I will go for a hyperlapse, and I'll turn off the mic because I want to hook up my headphones. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you learned a thing or two.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this tutorial was really helpful for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell. It's so weird filming outside. And have a great time of the day wherever you are in the world. Bye.